Hi, scholars. Today we're going to talk about poetry. Poetry is usually a lot shorter than um, stories are, and they often have rhyming words at the end. Today we have a story, a poem actually, that is in your learning packet, and I'm going to read it to you. Hopefully, you can grab yours and read it along with me. Inside the seed, all bundled up tight, a tiny plant grows, needing water and light. Do you hear any rhyming words in there? Let me get my trusty markers here. Let's see if you can find any rhyming words. Inside the seed, all bundled up tight, a tiny plant grows, needing water and light. If you thought the word tight and light rhyme, you are correct. Those are two words that rhyme with each other. What is this poem talking about? Inside the seed, all bundled up tight, a tiny plant grows, needing water and light. It's talking about a seed. We've been reading in science about how plants need water and light, and they also need space. Well, this is a little poem telling us that it needs water and light. Sorry about that. Let's go to the next part of the poem. I'll plant it in soil, let it catch the sun's glow, then water it gently and watch the plant grow. There is the third thing. We had water and light in the first verse, and then we had soil, which was one of the other things that we talked about plants need. They need water, light, and soil. Let's read this again. I'll plant it in soil, let it catch the sun's glow, then water it gently and watch the plant grow. Are there any rhyming words in this poem? Get my trusty marker again. There sure are. The words glow and grow rhyme. We know that they rhyme because the ending sound is the same. Glow has an OW, which sometimes has an O sound. We have the word grow, which also has an OW and an O sound at the end. Let's look at the verse before that. In poetry, the little parts like this, they are called verses or stanzas. Here we have the word tight and light. Did you know that a GHT sometimes says a T sound? It sure does. So tight. All the rest of the letters in the middle are silent. The GH is silent. Just like in light, the GH is silent. Well, what we want to talk about today is a big, big word called visualization, or to visualize. Visualize means I'm going to draw a picture about what I see in my mind as I read this poem. So let's look again. Inside the seed, all bundled up tight, a tiny plant grows, needing water and light. While you get your paper, I'm going to go ahead and draw what I visualize in my head for that to look like. I have my trusty markers here. Hope you have some crayons. Let's see. What color seeds? Did you know seeds can be all different colors? I'm going to use brown today for my seed. Let's see what you see. It says, inside the seed, all bundled up tight, a tiny plant grows, needing water and light. So I'm just going to draw me a picture of a seed. I'm going to draw a kidney bean. Some of you might have had these kinds of beans that you make chili with it. Sometimes people put them in salads. Does your picture have to be perfect? No. But these are my seeds. It's telling me that inside here, there's a plant that grows. Wonder what kind of plant that could be. Well, a plant has leaves. Inside the plant might have some leaves. I don't know. We're going to do a science experiment today to figure it out. So those are my plants, my seeds rather. They're bundled up tight inside the seed. It needs water and light. Well, we just have the seeds with the plants in here. Let's look at the next verse. Remember, I told you a verse is the different parts of the poem, usually where there's ending words at the end. I'll plant it in soil, let it catch the sun's glow, then water it gently and watch the plant grow. So now I'm going to take that seed and plant it in some soil. Remember, dirt and soil are not the same thing. Dirt is what you sweep up on the floor. Soil is what you plant plants in. So let's go ahead. I was going to make some soil. The soil's brown, lots of soil. Inside here is my seed. Let me see what it's telling me. I'll plant it in soil. Here's this tiny plant inside. Can you see that? It's an itty bitty plant. But now it says it's got some sunlight. So I'm going to take yellow. This is what I would visualize mine to be. I might use a little bit darker yellow so we can see it better. Kind of yellow orange. Sometimes the sun looks that color. Over here, I'm going to put my sunlight. There's my sun. It says it needs to catch the sun's glow. The sun is now shining down on that plant. And now, see, my watering can is blue, the one that I have outside that I use to water my plants. And we're just going to draw, let me see, I'm going to draw a watering can. It's got a handle on it and it's got a big spout. And now I'm going to water it. And some water is going to get inside that seed. And guess what is going to happen? It says I'm going to water it and let the plant and watch the plant grow. So this plant, I'm thinking, will probably start to grow, get some leaves on it, maybe some roots come right out of the soil. I'm not sure, but this is what I'm thinking might happen. This is how I visualize it in my head. And I especially like red flowers. So out of my seed, I don't know what a kidney bean flower looks like, but I'm going to make mine look like that. I'll plant it in soil, which I did, then let it catch the sun's glow, then water it gently and watch the plant grow. So this is how, I'm going to put the lid on. You know what happens if we don't put the lids on. This is how I visualize my story, my poem. It's not a story, it's a poem. This is the part where it says there's a seed bundled up tight, a plant bundled up tight inside. And here is where I'm adding the water, the sunlight, and the soil. And that's what the plant needs, and then it will start to grow right out of the seed. Now, I would like for you to do an experiment today. Hopefully you have some of these things at home. I had to go in my closet to find some, my pantry rather. I want you to take some seeds. These are itty bitty seeds. They are, let's see if I can put them up here so you can see. That doesn't work. These are itty bitty seeds that I have. I've got about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. And my poem told me inside of here are little bitty plants. I don't see any. Let's do a hypothesis. What kind of question could we ask? Well, first of all, we need a question. What is inside the seed? The poem tells us some little plants, but I don't see any. What would a hypothesis be? How do the plants get out of the seed, perhaps? Could be what is inside the seed. We don't know. So we need to have some materials. We're going to have some beans, a plastic bag, and a pretty wet paper towel. I have mine right here. You can see the water dripping from it. We're going to find out what happens when we add some water. I'm not going to add soil right now, just some water and some sunlight to these seeds. Here's what I want you to do in your experiment. I want you to take the wet paper towel. Here we go, wet paper towel. And inside the wet paper towel, put your seeds. After you have your seeds in the wet paper towel, go ahead and close it up and make a little package, just like this. You might be able to see the seeds through it, but they need to stay wet, so make sure your paper towel is very wet. Then take your paper, your seeds, plop them right inside the bag and seal it up. Make sure there's no holes because we don't want any air to get in here. It would dry out the paper towel. Okay, got mine all zipped shut. And then I'm going to take a marker. If you have a marker, Sharpie, you know what these are. We've had them in school all over the place. I want you to put today's date on it. Today is April 7th. I hope your parents or whoever has your phone is showing you the date every day that I send on their text message. And it usually has a little assignment. Today says to read Growing and to complete 2 assignments that are on Portfolio. Now I have it all ready. My package is all ready. Now, it might not work. Remember, we talked about sometimes it doesn't work, but we're going to see if it works. But they need to be dry bean. I'm going to put it in my window so it can catch the sunlight. And we'll see what happens in a couple days. So today we read a poem called Growing, and we did a science experiment. I want you to visualize what you see when you read the poem and then post your drawing on Portfolio. Have a good day.